Hello, everybody. In this first video for this week, I want to introduce you all to the basic ideas that we are going to be examining regarding how media affect reality by really influencing our sense of place. The idea that we're going to be examining this week is the idea that various kinds of media practices have geographical effects. What that means is that we're going to be examining how media operations, media storytelling devices, media industries actually attract people to particular places in a way that affects local economies. So, in a very direct way, we can see that media affect reality through encouraging what we might call media tourism. Media affect geography by encouraging large numbers of people to go to particular places and interact with those places in particular ways. Those people arrive at places with a particular set of expectations based on the media stories they've been told, and all of those things have profound economic influences. So this provides us with a particular, a quite, I think, understandable and easy to operate idea of media reality. We can talk about how media affect how we, firstly, why we travel to particular places and how we behave when we get to those places, how we interact with the people that we find in those places. And this lends itself to a particular, what I would say is a very enjoyable method of media research, which is the practice of participant observation. And what this means is research where you go to places where people are using media in particular ways and simply watch what they're doing and try and connect your observations about how people are behaving in these media places to some broader theoretical explanations for why they behave in the way that they do. Now, the reading this week is a superb reading, I think, from Guanxiong Huang on the way that a particular Chinese drama has encouraged people to go to a particular place in China. And Huang in this piece repeats a method that's been used with regard to many other kinds of media franchises, I suppose. So, for example, the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films have been a great boon to the New Zealand tourist industry, and there's been a great deal of research on how those franchises attracted people to New Zealand and how that had major impacts on local economies. I want to look at something a little bit different. I want to look at something that you could do in Melbourne. And so I'm going to take the ideas from the Huang study and I'm going to apply them to a case study in Melbourne, which is particularly related to a fight. In 2015, the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, came to Melbourne to stage a fight between two women MMA fighters, Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm. And what I want to do, and at that time, that fight became the largest ever grossing sports event involving women athletes. And what I want to suggest is there are particular reasons why that organization staged that media event. It was a worldwide pay-per-view TV event. Why that was staged in Melbourne, and how that event interacted with the economy of the city, and how we can use particular kinds of media theories to structure a particular way of looking at that event. So what I'm actually going to be doing is taking some of the ideas from Huang's study and explaining how you could do a similar kind of study in Melbourne, drawing on a different body of literature, this one relating to media sport. So the basic point is that we are examining how you can use participant observation to research how media narratives have an effect on social reality by, I suppose, creating motivations that bring people together in particular places at particular times in ways that have significant economic impacts on local economies. So that's the overview of the lecture this week.